everybody, Keith Wilson at the Trombone Shop at Schmidt Music. So I've gotten a lot of requests about our maintenance videos that we've been doing. I've done a few talking about valve maintenance, but what people have said is they would love to see something about how to clean out a slide, kind of how I approach that. So I'm behind the scenes here at Schmidt Music with our wash tub here, and so I'm going to do a quick walkthrough on how I go about cleaning out my hand slide on a regular basis here. And what's really great about this is there's not a whole lot that we need. All we need is our slide, a cup, and our cleaning brush. Now there's a few different cleaning options with this, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm really a fan of the long flexible cleaning snake for a couple different reasons, which we'll go into here. So first thing we're going to do, again, and you can do this in any kitchen sink or bathtub or again wash tub, anything you have, which is why I really like this here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our slide and we're going to take our water and we're just going to give ourselves some nice warm water. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and put this right down the slide. And you'll notice I have the inner slide inside the outer slide. We'll keep this all together here, and again we'll talk about why in a second. So we'll do like that, and the other thing you can do if you want is you can use a little bit of detergent as well. You don't have to, but a little bit of dishwashing soap would be just fine. I'm going to put in a couple drops here. Good. So then we're going to take our long flexible cleaning brush here, and we're just going to run this right through the inside of the inner slide here. So going right through like this. We're going to work it all the way down, get it down through the crook, and then we're going to go and pull it back out there. When we're pushing it down through the crook, we want to make sure that we're not getting it stuck down inside. If you're getting any kind of resistance with the brush at all, don't keep pushing. Pull it back out, maybe come at it from a little bit different angle, but the last thing you want to do is either damage the inside of the slide or, heaven forbid, pull out the brush or the bristles. Most of the cleaning snakes nowadays are a rubber tube with the end being the hard metal instead. It's actually pretty hard to find just the fully wound cleaning brushes. They're kind of nice. Some folks like these because they don't have to worry about scratching the interior, but if something happens and it does get stuck, well, then you have to worry about pulling this off and getting it stuck inside the slide, which doesn't help either. So went through and ran through both sides like this. Then we're just going to take this, just dump it out like so. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab some more water. I'm just going to do the same thing again. We're going to put the water in. And really all I'm worried about here is just rinsing it out. But if you wanted, you could certainly go through and run the brush through again there. And again, what we're doing here by doing this is we're cleaning out and rinsing out the inside of the inner slide as well as getting down here through the crook. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take the inner slide out and carefully set that aside here. Usually if I'm doing this at home, I like to have a nice towel or something to set that on. Okay, and then we're going to do the exact same thing with the the outer slide rather as well. Same thing. Now we're going to be cleaning out the inner tubes of the outer slide. So same thing, paying attention, trying to make sure that we don't get any resistance or anything there. And same thing on the other side. Perfect, so just leave that there. We'll dump that out. And then I'd go through and I'd rinse it out again. And we'd be good. Then we'd be all set to take our two slide components, re-lubricate them, and put them back together. So like I mentioned, we have a few different cleaning tools, brushes, utensils that we can use for cleaning out the inside of our hand slide. Now, I personally grew up using the cleaning snake, the long flexible brush. But of course there has been another device that's been used for time immemorial with trombones and trombone players, namely the cleaning rod. So the whole idea with the cleaning rod here is that we've got a, typically I've always seen them, in wooden rod, typically chrome plated, and then you have your your end here that you'd go through and thread through like cheesecloth or fabric. I know a couple of repair technicians who use flannel, and take that and thread it through, and then of course take that and run that through the slides as well. Now, I know certainly for a lot of players, they like the control that they get with this, and it is kind of nice, with the brush, you're limited to the size, the feel, how much you're cleaning by the size of the bristles. Versus this, where depending on how you wrap the fabric, you can kind of control that diameter, the thickness more, to give you the type of cleaning inside that you want. Now, for me, I really am not a huge fan of this for younger players because it does take a certain amount of control. I mean, we're taking a long metal rod and we're putting it into probably the most delicate part of our instrument, so we really have to be careful with that. And for a lot of folks, if you're not really confident in going through and threading your fabric properly through here, we have had folks who have gotten the fabric stuck inside, and then that's a whole different issue that you have to deal with. Now the other problem there, of course, is that it doesn't have the long flexible end that can get down through the bottom. With that. Now there are a few ways that we can work around that. Slide-O-Mix has a really nice combination system where we have the cleaning rod combined with a flexible brush that threads in on the end to allow us to get down in the crook while still having the positive action of the cleaning rod here. The other thing that they have that I really like is a terry cloth sheath like this. So instead of us wrapping the cleaning rod in our fabric, go through, and the sheath just slides right over like so, and then you can go through and clean the slide out this way. Now I will tell you, I use this a lot when I'm prepping trombones in the shop, especially when I'm going through and getting the slides re-lubricated. With this, the other problem is versus like using the different fabrics is that you can't really change the diameter. So I like these diameters for the inside of the outer slides, but a lot of times they're really a little bit too big for my taste anyway for the insides of the inner slides. So there's a lot of pluses and minuses to all this, but when it really comes down to it, going through and having that regular process, and again, like I said, it doesn't have to take long. Cleaning out the slide is 4 or 5 minute process, if that. I would recommend, if you can do it once a week, fantastic. Even once a month is going to keep your slide in good working condition, get all of that material out of there, keep the interior of the slide from narrowing down and affecting how it's playing, and just keeping everybody healthier, you and the horn. So thank you very much as always for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, leave them below in the comment section here. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, think about subscribing to our channel, and always check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you.